right, welcome everybody to the comic panel. I'm Cody.
I'm Taylon.
I'm Jacob.
And I'm Shawenta.
And today we are covering Sanda, the manga written and drawn by Paru Itagaki. And this is the beginning of our holiday-themed episodes.
Yes.
So this manga, as I said before, written by Paru Itagaki, is she is the most well known for the creation of Beastars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you saw, there is like little advertisements for Beastars at the end of each chapter, I think, or beginning, whichever.
Still didn't make the connection.
didn't make the connection.
It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. She got her manga career. So originally she went to film school in Japan. But after she graduated, there wasn't she wasn't able to really find work. She was getting popular doing doujinshi, which is fan comics.
Oh, okay.
And basically she submitted some of these fan comics to a publisher, and they liked it. And so basically, it was kind of like she kind of had like a concept based for Beastars, and then kind of from there took it and tweaked it a little bit. But yeah, so it's kind of like, and that seems to be, the more I do research about like, different manga series, it seems like that's kind of how it begins. You get like a pilot basically, and then you tweak it and make it a full series.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so that's kind of how she got her start. But in, I think, 2014, I could be wrong about the actual date, it was revealed in an interview that she is the daughter of the creator of Baki, the manga and anime.
Nice.
Which I have only recently learned about Baki. I will say, actually, now that I've seen some clips from it and some pages and stuff, I'm like, okay, I think, I've seen some memes about this, but I didn't understand because I didn't know what Baki was. I'm like,
Gotcha.
I recognize this a little bit.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no connection. This is me finding out about it.
Yeah, and that's the author for that is Keisuke Itagaki. But yeah, so apparently though it is very weird, and so that maybe kind of runs in the family for stories.
Shawenta, you want to comment on that?
I don't know how to describe it. Ostentatious? It's a little out there.
Yeah.
Fair enough. It lives on the outskirts of town.
Yeah, I mean, when I was
I will say I didn't know. So for the author / artist of Sanda, the one we read this week, I didn't realize that Sanda possibly started out as like an adult short story.
Oh yeah.
With Santa.
Yes.
And then they were like, maybe you should do this, but for kids. Like with the character of Santa Claus.
Yes.
And she was like, okay. And then Sanda was born.
Yeah. I want to read from the Wikipedia, and I will say before I say this title that might be a little sensitive, but it is not against any radio rules. But yeah, the one shot was titled White Beard and Boobs.
Okay.
Tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
That's why this series starts off with "The wait is over" because they released the one shot beforehand, or is that?
No, I don't think, because I think
I think it's just like a famous author doing, a new series.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They probably did a bunch of promo before finally releasing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
This is less of like what I was talking about with like a pilot, and more of like, oh, I liked writing a Santa Claus character like this. I'm going to do that again, but in a totally different way.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, that is really interesting origins for the story.
I am semi-curious, and at the same time, I don't want to know.
I do kind of want to know the thought process of somebody who reads that. It's like, you know what this needs to be for? The children.
You're really good with the character of Santa Claus, but we sell things to children, mostly.
Right.
Yeah.
You're just so good with this character. Okay, so Sanda is the story of, I forget his last name, but Sanda, this second-year high school student.
Yeah, Katsushigi.
Okay, Sanda Katsushigi. Who is the descendant of Santa Claus, which he sort of knows, but I don't think he understands what it entails entirely.
Yeah.
Until his classmate, this much taller girl, Fuyumura, stabs him because she's like, I know you're a descendant of Santa Claus. I'm going to prove it, and we're going to use this for good or her goals.
Yeah. In particular, she is desperate because her best friend has disappeared.
Yeah.
And
the way that she makes Santa Claus come out is he has to wear something red. And so blood-soaked clothes.
Okay. Yeah, I guess the red from that.
Yeah.
Blood-soaked clothes count. And so she stabs him.
Yep. And
it totally works out.
Yep.
Even though they have a little bit of a fake out where they're like,
yeah.
Didn't work. I just stabbed my classmate for no reason.
Yeah, and then he transforms into a very fit old man with magic.
Yeah, I don't know why he's so muscular.
Because he has to be strong. He has to be strong to protect the children.
He's got to carry all those presents.
I don't know. I think the reindeer do most of that.
But he has to carry them down the chimney too.
I guess
he has to protect children.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
That's what I said first. I just want to be clear.
I guess.
I feel like I heard you, and then it didn't resonate.
So, I think we've all made the connection. It's a lot like a magical girl transformation.
Yeah.
Okay, can you explain that?
Yeah, so it's like Sailor Moon. Like she's got
a regular form.
Yeah, she has like her normal, and then like suddenly this big kind of thing happens. She goes kind of like rainbowy, translucent, and then the camera spins around her and stuff, and it's like, and then it's like Sailor Moon.
I had no idea that. First of all, I had no idea Sailor Moon was not the one person.
Yeah, she's like a superhero.
Basically.
Yeah. And you watched the new Superman.
Yeah.
When he gets his suit, that's a reference to Magical Girl.
Oh, gotcha. You were describing that, and my thought was Wonder Woman 77 because she spins around and goes, woo!
Kind of like that. Yeah, but that's like in live action, the best that they could do in the 70s with the budget they had. Yeah.
Oh, secret. New magical girl Santa Claus, I guess.
Yeah, this one he does just blow up, which does make it more like, this is a shonen, and I feel like that is more apt than...
Can we start saying it as Miracle Man?
What?
Miracle Man. Yeah.
But
instead of Magical Man?
It's a really magical boy.
Oh, yes. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Miracle
Yeah,
Boy.
he's such a short guy when he's like
Yeah.
not Santa Claus.
He like grows. Well, that's more like twice his height, but
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much
It's something
double.
ridiculous.
But yeah, so basically he turns into Santa, and he does essentially he decides that he can and will help Ono, or find Ono, sorry.
He feels compelled to help Fuyumura find her best friend Ono because he feels compelled to help children have smiles on their faces.
Mhm.
Something along those lines.
Yes.
Of course, Fuyumura's next thing is like, well, we're gonna test this even further.
Yeah.
And she goes, I've planted a bomb in this classroom full of like our classmates. Yeah, we're writing a paper right now, but are you gonna do something about it? Santa Claus.
I'm not Santa, okay?
Well, we forgot to say that he changes back into his
Yeah.
little boy form through his, they call them Puchiko gummies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're gummy bears or what they are.
Yeah, I don't know either, or
You know,
why
It's
they.
just, well, it's some sort of candy that like connects him to his childhood.
Oh yeah. I imagine them as like Sour Patch, kind of like sour sweet candies or gummies.
But why?
I don't know. It's just the thought that came to my mind.
Okay.
Much more relatable.
Yes.
I see.
I think they're described in like the wiki as like jelly beans or something, but I don't. I refuse.
Yeah, that's not really a gummy candy.
Yeah, but they
They're gummy
do.
bears.
Yeah, they do have the shape of beans on the bag, though.
That's fair.
Refuse.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, because Sanda is like, I don't know how to find Ono. I'm sorry, I don't know how to help you. And then she's like, all right, we're gonna test that. There's a bomb.
Yeah.
I'm putting the children in peril. You have to save them. Come out.
Mm-hmm.
His first thing is like just getting up in the middle class, being like, "There's a bomb in here, you guys. You gotta leave." And everybody's like, "Very funny."
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, I get it. You didn't study. Neither did I.
Yes.
So his next thing is to grab the red jersey that I guess their school has constantly.
It's weird this hasn't happened before.
Well, she says, "I've noticed you avoid the red jersey." Does he not like ever bump up against it?
Well, he has to be wearing it.
Yeah, you have to. I think there has to be like a conscious, like. Well, I mean, obviously, like the blood soaked. You have to be wearing it, though.
Yeah.
You like.
Okay.
There's a delineation between just touching it and wearing something.
Mm-hmm.
True.
But what about
Maybe this
ketchup
has never been-
stains?
See, what I want to know is, did he know about him
Did he
being
never get
Santa?
a paper cut?
Right.
Paper cut's too small.
That's
yeah.
fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
But like, did he not know that he was Santa beforehand, or was it just like, oh yeah, I guess that happened?
Well, he says he's like a descendant. He knows he's a descendant. This isn't new news.
Yeah.
I just don't know if he knows what that entails entirely, other than he just wants to keep it a secret.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Gotcha.
it kind of seems like a old family curse kind of thing. Like it's like I could, well, it's not specifically in the text. I could very easily imagine like, haha, yeah, we're descendants of Santa Claus, you know.
Okay, gotcha.
But that's not real.
Mm-hmm. Right, because what we
Yeah.
what we didn't mention was that in this world, they haven't celebrated Christmas. They haven't seen Santa in like decades at least.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of like,
Yeah.
oh, that old thing that people used to do.
Yeah, that's right. This story does take place in the future in Japan. 2080. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
Declining birth rate Japan. Children are considered more important than adults now because there's so little of them.
Oh, gotcha.
Right, it's like less than 1% of the population or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that information did not make it into my mind.
Which, like, I guess that sounds dire, but I don't know how many, like, how much of the population expressed as a percentage is children right now, off the top of my head.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Like 0.1% sounds bad, but I don't know what's normal.
I mean,
I feel like
In the United
0.1%.
States, that would be like, or what is it? 1% or 0.1%?
I remember 0.1%, but I could be wrong on that. Either way, like the greater purpose is like, I don't know what the normal number is. So this being a low number isn't that effective.
I feel like 0.1%. I feel like 1% is too low. I want to say the normal number is like 15%.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
0.1%.
I mean, there's like the number, but then also there's like what the society has done in reaction to that, where they young people only go to the bathroom in young people bathrooms compared to old people bathrooms, and like young people can technically get away with murder
Yeah.
because they're young.
Wow.
As long as it's somebody who's not a child.
I read that and I just interpreted that as like normal, like nothing, like
The
oh
leniency of the justice system.
right. I didn't interpret that as because they're so valuable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But-
And they go to a special school.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, all schools are special in this way now.
Yes.
But a school is different than the ways that school is set up.
Okay, but bomb-wise, he ends up grabbing the red jersey, turning into Santa Claus, and immediately holding Fuyumura
Oh yeah.
as like a hostage and demanding 10 million yen or something.
Oh my gosh, that
I
makes
love-
so much more sense. Another level, knowing the context of the world.
Yeah. And then like the teacher getting all the students to leave the classroom because of that and being like, "Don't worry, kids. This guy's a real idiot."
Okay, I need to read because it is so great.
Tell by his demands.
Oh yes, it'll be all right. Judging from the ransom he's demanding, he doesn't seem to be a very smart person. I lost it when I read that.
And through his superior detective skills, Sanda determines that the bomb is on Fuyumura.
No. So he grabs her, and then she's like, see, you found the bomb. And he's like, wait, what? And it's like, it was on me. And he's like, his instinct found the bomb before he even knew it.
And then he immediately reverse engineers. It's like, it's because you weren't writing your paper about what you wish for.
That's true.
I'm like, okay.
That's
You weren't
okay.
find the-
Yeah. To me, it was like revealed as he didn't know, but then he says, actually, I did know. I was like, okay.
I think it's more realistic feeling that he like tried to search for the bomb and eventually was like, I don't know, I gotta hold
Yes.
someone hostage and get a little more time.
I agree.
Yeah, but the experiment works, but then they still have the bomb to contend with. Like, it is a bomb.
Fuyumura starts talking about her life with Ono.
Yeah.
And then he's like, wait a minute, you didn't turn off the bomb yet. And it goes kaboom.
Yeah.
But Santa Claus protects Fuyumura, and we find out that he's immune to fire.
Mm-hmm.
Because possibly the need to climb down chimneys.
Yes.
And
We know.
I get that, and I know like why that happened, but like a bomb isn't just fire. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's true.
To be fair, he has been stabbed already.
Oh, yeah, fair.
Yeah.
But see, he should have been shot out the window.
He's just so strong he's able to stand in place.
Yeah, he just gets knocked back a couple feet.
I need you to know I read ahead and he gets shot so many times.
Oh,
And I'm
wow.
like, why isn't this working? So I think he has a pretty high level of tolerance.
I guess you have to be Santa. I never thought
In what
about
way?
it before.
All the time as a possible intruder.
Well, I mean, also, yeah, the North Pole is like very volatile.
Mm-hmm.
Could run into polar bears.
Gang wars.
Yeah, but polar bears don't have guns.
You don't know, Jake. There could be gang wars. You know, dwarves fighting with elves. I don't know.
Okay, that could happen at the North Pole, but I'm pretty confident the polar bears don't have guns.
Yeah, the polar bears don't have guns. I was just talking about Santa's general invulnerability.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so yeah, they've ruined that entire science room,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but they
yeah.
got away without people seeing them.
True.
Or so they thought.
Mm. And
Yeah.
then a classic girl sees boys' room moment.
I mean, that's
Well-
how everybody else is treating it, I guess. I didn't even notice, like, later on they're talking about, like, the clothes she's wearing, which is just, like, a very casual, like, tank top.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I didn't care to go back and look at what they were talking about. I'm like, wow, yeah, I definitely would not have noticed that. Like, I don't care.
Oh,
Yeah,
if she was to walk into your room.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, okay, Cody, you have to put yourself into the mind of these like second year high school boys. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I guess. I'm just like, whatever.
Jake, Cody, you're like a decade removed.
Yeah. But yeah, she comes by to drop off more candy so that he can not be in his
Oh yeah.
Santa form, or transition back and forth easier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think the line I like in this scene is like all the boys are like, "Oh my gosh, do you see what he's wearing?" And he's like, "Oh no, I guess I always saw her. I'm like, now that I'm like Santa, I see her as a kid."
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not just her; it's also all of his friends.
Yeah.
We're at the lunchroom, and he's just like, the beauty of youth.
You guys, make sure you eat all your food. You need to grow up.
Oh man. Yeah, they also explain more about this is where they talk about the 50,000 Japanese citizens under the age of 15.
Which I read that and I was like, that seems like a lot. But
No.
then you think about how big Japan is.
The millions of people
Mhm.
in Japan,
Yeah.
in Tokyo alone.
Woo.
Yeah. It's not a very big country geographically, but very, very
Yeah.
population dense. Yeah, and then the academy they're at, the Daikoku Aigo Academy, there is I'm trying to remember what they say. Like basically, oh yeah, that's right, trying to inflict like no trauma on the children.
Oh, yes. Oh, and then again, that makes sense on another level, given the context of the world. Wow, okay. Apparently, there's a lot you miss when you don't understand.
Yeah, in a very crucial plot details. Yeah. But yeah, basically one of his friends, I'm trying to remember what his name is.
Are you talking about
Amaya.
Yeah, or Amayada.
I don't think there's a D in his name.
Well, that's
Sure.
Amaya is short.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I see. But yeah.
Well, I don't even know if he's like a friend. He's just like, I don't feel like they've talked a lot.
Well, so he's
He's
a
like a roommate.
Yeah, roommate. At least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of figured that they're, young boys that all room together, so they're like at least somewhat chummy.
Mhm.
But yeah, basically he's talking to him and he's like, I know you're not Sanda. I know who you really are. And then like uses a taser on him.
Mhm. And he goes thud.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I'll help him out. Nobody worry about him.
Yeah. And And then Sanda wakes up as Santa Claus, wearing, the red jersey. And he's tied up.
Right next to Fuyumura.
Yeah, right next to Fuyumura. And
Maya admits that he has no real goal. Just thinks this is pretty funny. And he'll let them go if they kiss. But it's got to be a passionate kiss.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're so. I just.
I love Sanda being like, this is wrong on so many levels.
Yeah.
I'm an adult. My responsibility is to look after kids.
And Fuyumura is like, I don't care, just do it right now. Like, let's go. Let's get it over with.
I have a mission to complete.
Yeah. And then to escape, he ejects skis out of his heels.
Santa Claus grows some skis out of his heels.
Yeah, and
gets out of that rope and chair.
Yeah.
But also is like, I don't really want to hurt a kid, even if he is a brat.
Yeah. I just want to reiterate that he grows skis out of his feet.
Yeah, so like skis are a wintry thing, but are they very reminiscent of Santa?
He should have
Who knows?
Snowshoes.
I mean, imagine his reindeer landing not on the roof, but on the ground, and then he gets down off the roof.
Like
by
the
skiing.
sleigh has skis, technically.
Maybe that's where
but
it's
he's
from.
not becoming a sleigh.
Not very sleigh kind of skis.
Yeah.
No, they're like human skis. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Japanese understand the lore around Santa Claus very deeply. Skis.
Yeah. Yeah, they are like Wolverine claws. They retract.
Yes.
Are pretty sharp.
They're very sharp,
Yes.
yeah.
They're not skates, which like those would be sharp, obviously, but they're skis that are very sharp.
Yeah, they can cut into concrete.
Yep.
And destroy buildings.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't notice this. Whoa. Then the principal comes in.
Yeah, I was gonna say Fuyumura and Santa hide when the principal comes in and asks Amaya, "What are you doing in the like ruined science room that got bombed earlier?"
Yeah.
And
And
they're like,
Amaya is like actually afraid of the principal and kind of nervous.
Yeah.
The principal he's supposed to look young apparently because he had so much plastic surgery to his face to the point where he can't emote at all. He's
Yeah.
just kind of smiley.
Yeah.
And he still has his 92-year-old aged hands though.
Yeah.
All kinds of disturbing.
Which I don't know the economic status of this world, but how is this the best option for a principal?
But think about it.
To afford the face, it's the most important part.
I guess that's a good first impression, but then like you notice all the other things about him, like the man cannot emote on his face.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. He always looks happy, and that's important.
He's
He
always
looks happy,
young.
and he is a principal, which is a high-ranking position. He looks after children, the most precious resource.
Yeah.
We can't have somebody who's not 90? Nobody else wants to.
Nobody knows better.
Yeah. I mean, also, yeah.
I don't feel like that's true.
And yeah, I mean,
You're right. We should put kids in charge of us.
Yeah, I will say, obviously, like, I don't know a lot, like, just in general, but I've heard that there is, like, very much a, age, like, based kind of authority system. Like, obviously, like, in this book, there is kind of that reversal, but considering that only adults can run the school, it seems like there is a hierarchical, like, if you are older and you're still working, then you get the most power,
Gotcha.
Taken to the extreme.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's like convinced that Amaya has trauma and needs help
Yeah.
being untraumatized or something. So they're gonna go underground,
Mhm.
whatever that means.
Yeah, they're like, I thought the underground was a myth.
But
I
that,
don't know what
again, this
treatment.
begs the question: why is there like a dungeon in this school?
That's where
You're
the
right.
bad little
That's the
boys
most
and girls go.
unrealistic part
Yeah.
of Santa Claus.
It's obviously to untraumatize kids.
Yeah.
Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dungeon is where all that untraumatization is going to happen.
Yeah.
Clockwork Orange style.
Mm-hmm.
I like how the principal was like, "Can you tell? I am actually very angry right now."
Yeah.
Uses his
Cane.
like push down his eyebrows.
Gosh. Oh, there's so much skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then basically
So Santa has to step in,
yes,
right?
yeah,
To
that's
save Amaya.
mm-hmm.
I like the word that they use, abnormal adults. Is that right?
Yeah.
I must protect against abnormal adults.
Mm-hmm.
The principal's just so disgusted by like Santa Claus, old, gray hair,
Yeah.
wrinkled skin.
Yeah.
I do like Santa Claus's whole thing is like, well, you know, if the de-aging is worked on you properly, then you'll be able to tell me what you had for dinner the other
Oh,
day
yes.
in 5 seconds. He's like,
I tried to do that, and I got my lunch, but not my dinner. and it was like the day before yesterday. Is his specific question?
Oh.
I think 5 seconds is like
A little fast.
obviously rigged.
Yeah.
But it also works on him of like embarrassing him basically.
Yeah.
He's like,
Wait, they can escape after cutting an S in the concrete.
Mm-hmm. And cutting a scar into the principal.
Yeah. And then they kind of like Fuyumura is like, I want to kill Amaya, like
Oh yeah.
You jeopardized us. And it comes out Amaya has like actual reasons that he didn't give. His family owns a cake shop, and sales would be greatly bolstered by actual holiday spirit of Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And he also knows a lot about Christmas because he works at a cake shop.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Don't worry about it.
You gotta get in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm surprised that there hasn't been like any reference to KFC yet.
As a Santa Claus?
Well, just
I wish.
in Japan, that is what they usually get on Christmas Day for dinner is KFC.
It's
I
like
I didn't know.
And why we don't do that over here.
it's like the opposite of A Christmas Story, where they ruin the Christmas meal and then they go out for Chinese food.
Except for it's just very normalized to get like fried chicken. But yeah, so also in the scene we learned that Santa has supervision, basically.
Oh no, he says once you get older you can see farther
Yes.
away is what he says.
I don't think that's true.
Unverifiable fact. We'll have to talk to some old people.
Ew, gross. I want to talk to old people.
Jake.
Just like the principal.
Jake. All right. Well, you know enough to compare yourself at least to the young generation here. So you can think you can see farther.
Okay. Last chapter that we read was chapter 6, in which we find out Sanda like touches a girl's hair because there's something sticking in it without realizing like any sort of possible romantic connotation of that, and she's like, she's the prettiest girl in the class, and she's like, oh, thanks, you're so nice, and like stuff falls over.
Mm-hmm.
And Sanda realizes, a lot of things have been falling over lately. This is really weirding me out. And they realize that whenever somebody lies, stuff falls over or breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And they make the connection that Santa Claus would have to be able to tell when a child is naughty, and so a major indicator of a child being naughty is lying. Thus, lying sets off that special power.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just rough. This guy was trying to do a nice thing for this girl, and she was like, "Oh, it's so awesome, thank you." And
Wow,
then
you're
inside,
the
you know,
Hope you die.
Yeah.
So the principal comes across them in the hallway as they're talking about this. And he wants, obviously, to talk to Fuyumura and Amaya, but not Sanda. Sanda wasn't there when Santa Claus was.
yeah, yeah.
And so Fuyumura is like, okay, Sanda, there's something I need to tell you
Oh,
in front of the principal. I've always loved you since the beginning. And like all the lights in the hallway break.
you can't mess with him.
Correct.
You can't mess with his emotions like that.
I mean, it's not like he has a crush on her, though.
Well, anymore, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as a middle school boy, high school boy can.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so they escape, but then they're gonna try to use this new power to find out more info from people about
Oh,
Ono.
yes. Because they're gonna ask the class, "Do you know anything about Ono?"
Mm-hmm.
And if someone's lying, superpower will go off.
Yep. And somebody says Ono is dead, and a bunch of books fall off the table.
Oh, good. Okay, I don't think I made that connection either.
Oh, yeah. No. So Ono is alive. That's the...
Or at least this person knows that they're lying.
Yeah.
Ah,
Believes
yes.
they're lying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess it was a little unclear. Is like, does the person have to know what they're saying isn't true
Mm.
for it to like activate the power, or can it just be a generally incorrect statement?
Mm-hmm.
I think they have to know.
I think it's akin to a lie detector test where it's like they know that they're lying.
Yeah.
They could be wrong about the information, but they
Mhm.
know that they're lying.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So the Ono could still be dead, but they think that Ono's alive, but is saying that she's
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
So
Point.
They're not being true.
either way, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
Um,
disagree with you, Cody. I think Sanda, I mean, obviously he shows some sort of like, man, I always wanted to be chased around by a girl at the beginning of the series. And then when Fuyumura is chasing him with a knife, he's like, but not like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some, especially like, they kind of flash back because it starts with the knife chase and then it's all like, how did I get here kind of thing.
Mhm.
And basically she says, I'm going to kill you at the beginning of the
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
And he's like, why would she say that? And then
Man, she
it's
just
like,
doesn't know how to express her feelings.
yeah, she's gonna confess to me. She really likes me. But
Well, even after she chases him with a knife and then like class starts and she's like, I'm gonna kill you by the end of the day.
Mhm.
And he just goes through the rest of the class period being like, man, she chased me with a knife and says she's gonna kill me. She really is having a hard time coming to terms with her love for me.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't think, especially at that point, that like, yeah, he actually has feelings for her. I think that he was excited to reciprocate feelings. He was like, oh, okay,
Huh.
but he hasn't actually shown any like actual romantic interest,
I think it's just
Huh.
a generalized kind of desire to be liked by
yeah.
girls.
Mhm.
Like you see it with, the prettiest girl when he like brushes something out of her hair
yeah.
and finding out that wait, she was lying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that mean that nobody likes me kind of thing?
Mhm.
And then when
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Fuyumura uses the I love you, I've always loved you
Mhm.
kind of thing as a distraction because she's totally lying. He's like, am I that much of a
Yeah,
non-contender to
yeah.
anybody?
Yeah. That's a bit rough.
Yeah, but I mean,
I like that little characterization. It feels very teen to
Yeah.
me.
mhm. Yeah, it
Like
is-
you said, though, not specifically obsessing over like Fuyumura, who obviously,
Mm.
in my opinion, is in love with Ono.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what, and I agree with that in so much of, it's very fun, all of the times where it's all like, we're setting this up to maybe make you think that, yeah, they're gonna be like, building towards being like, a couple or interested in each other or something, there we might have this shonen romance, like, and then it's like, haha, no.
Honestly, I don't need it.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, yeah, I do also agree that, yeah, there's more than friendship between Ono and Fugiura.
Mhm.
At least in terms of feelings, Fugiura's feelings.
And Fuyumura.
Fuyumura.
Yeah.
So there's that one last, there's a scene at the end when the principals first encountered Santa Claus, and he calls the redcoats.
Yes.
Do you remember that? And do you remember what the name he says on the phone is?
No.
Fuyumura.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yes.
Yes.
Because at the beginning they also talk about like, yeah, Fuyumura, you know a lot about breaking curses. It's kind of weird.
A lot about
all
Santa
that.
Claus curse specifically.
So that might be.
Yeah.
So it's got to be someone she's related to.
Yeah.
Because they also show the silhouette of the person, and the silhouette of the person has a slightly similar hair curl as her.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Santa hunter for sure.
Well, yeah, for sure. I can't remember. I thought I read this in the manga, but maybe I read it in the Wikipedia and just mixed it up. But
not spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers basically. Just that the relationship between Fukimara and
Fuyumura.
Mora.
Yeah.
There we go. Fuyumura and the principal. They do have a type of relationship.
Oh, this Fuyumura that is on the other side of the call?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't know how much that's a spoiler, but I read what that.
I just said the shot is like the principal calling this person and being like, Fuyumura, I found Santa Claus.
I think it's the dad. Just
It's probably a dad. It's an adult figure, right?
Yeah.
Like unless it's an older sibling of some sort that's an adult. It's clearly an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, basically, yeah, I think that you are correct. I'm pretty sure that I read somewhere that she is the grandchild of the principal.
What? What? No. That's crazy.
I mean, they're both tall and weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what?
Yeah, I kind of have that, like, like dark under eyes, like very foreboding, like creepiness.
Huh. Fuyumura does not look like she would know the principal at all. Like she doesn't act like, oh, that guy again. Or my old
I feel
grandpa.
like there would be a little bit more recognition.
Yeah.
I mean, so I liked the majority of this story. It very much feels like a webcomic in that I don't know if you've planned all this, but it's very entertaining what you're throwing at me each time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that feeling. I had a lot of fun reading it, and I was just like, yeah, this is like I know exactly what you're trying to do here, which is just have a fun time with this. Like,
of course, there's the group of people who hunt Santa Claus in this place that doesn't believe in Santa Claus anymore.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Also, because like there's no longer 4 seasons anymore, so like it's everybody's surprised that they see snow, even though it's like the 25th.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why does that organization still exist if they haven't like seen Santa for like, I don't know, 50 years?
Well, it seems to me like they might have
Public
been in
story.
hiding or something like that. Like their activities were like they weren't doing anything, and then the reemergence of Santa was like, oh, we need to make a move.
Yeah, and I feel like there's plenty of
Santa Claus is this dangerous.
yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah, there's plenty of fantasy examples of like we passed this job down through the family for
Yeah.
years, you know, and we never had to, but this time
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah.
back.
Yep.
So yeah, that's not unbelievable to me. But yeah, as could probably be ascertained from my excitedness to talk about it, I really like the power of the skis. I do.
Skis really got you, huh?
Yeah, I like the art of when he escapes from the ropes. I thought that looked really cool. And yeah, and then I was like, wow. I don't know, he's just cool. He's got blades out of his feet. I think that's cool.
Mhm.
I mean, that's one of those powers that, like, if you gave me 10 guesses before I read it, I wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah, no, totally. And I do agree that it's not something that's really Santa canon, if you will. Yeah, it's weird, but I like it. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
So it gets a pass. That's kind of this whole book. It's
Yeah,
weird,
yes.
but I like it. So yeah. That's yeah, I did speaking on the art too. I did appreciate that this like has a very unique style.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know, you can always tell people's different styles, but like I feel like there's kind of a common thread in a lot of popular shonen, but this like has a very, you know, just this is her style.
Yeah.
It's like it's a sort of inconsistent style in a very fun way.
Mm-hmm.
It never feels wrong for the most part. Like, I don't know, it's just it does what it needs to do.
Yeah.
It's like crazy idea cross.
Yeah.
And it can be very cute at times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, what's the deal with like evil Michael Jackson looking people? Because like, I mean, it's I've only seen it twice, but it's weird that it's happened twice, right? Like,
Does the principal look that much like Michael Jackson?
I feel like he does, and then so does the Demon Slayer guy.
Yeah, he looks a lot like, but not nearly as much as like, or
Or
the
more
principal
so.
doesn't look like that nearly as much.
Yeah. I didn't think of him.
Okay.
I'm unaware.
Put a single glove on him, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, for sure, if they were that obvious about it, but I just felt like I don't know, the thin
Evil Michael
face.
Jackson, Demon Slayer.
You've seen that, right?
I don't watch Demon Slayer.
Yeah, I just figured you'd know from just memes and stuff, though. But
You know, I think I've seen a meme about that,
Don't.
and I didn't get it, and maybe I will now.
yeah, the biggest bad guy in Demon Slayer looks like Michael Jackson.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah,
For no reason?
yeah, for no reason.
Like, he just looks like that.
Yeah.
Just really inspiring.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, then.
Yeah, overall thoughts on the book. I liked it. It was kind of goofy, but
I was like nervous to choose it because I don't think I've seen Beastars, and I was like, I don't know, Beastars. I get some weird vibes.
Yeah.
It's just animals.
Yes, it is, Ceylon. You should watch it. And then the whole like premise of this being like declining birth rate. So we need Santa Claus. I was like, what does this mean?
Right.
But I really like how they went about it. Even like, especially I already talked about it, like, you guys just gotta kiss and you'll be free.
Mhm.
Him being like, no, Santa Claus would do this.
Yeah.
World.
Yeah.
At
Yeah,
the same time, being able to juggle that with his like middle school personality is very cute. And also the fact that he's like, I'm not cute anymore. This is my whole identity.
Yeah. But
It's just-
they really attack that. It's like, oh yeah, lying. Oh, am I not a contender?
Yeah, with the declining birth rate, it did make me wonder how this is going to like end essentially. Like, is it going to be like, yes, everybody knows that there's Santa Claus now, and therefore they start to celebrate Christmas, and they're like, yes, Christmas is a children's holiday, so we want more children.
Yes.
Like, it inspires them to have kids. And be
it
hope.
brings hope back
and-
to the
Yes.
land.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was getting at, basically. But just,
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
Yes, you can have 8 children. You can raise them.
Now that Santa's back,
Yeah.
we celebrate Christmas again. That's gonna solve this. Oh, what's that movie with the no kids?
No kids.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know of a book. Although
Children of Men? Is that what I'm thinking of?
I don't know. I'm
I
not
haven't
sure.
seen that.
Children of Men.
I thought you said there were no children.
2006 film.
Huh.
Yeah,
Oh.
when infertility threatens mankind with extinction and the last child born has perished, a disillusioned bureaucrat becomes the unlikely champion in the fight for the survival of Earth's population. He must-
Yeah, like that, but he's Santa Claus.
Huh. Yeah, I've never ever heard of this movie.
Me neither. But it's got
my
some people in
God.
here. Michael Caine, Chiwetel
It's based on a
Ejiofor.
book, isn't it?
Yeah,
It is.
it's based on a book. Yeah, and actually the book that I was thinking of was the reverse. It was all the adults died and there was only kids.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
I mean, Children of Men is just about like one pregnant woman they're trying to get somewhere.
What? Okay.
That's kind of like Why the Last Man.
Ish.
Ish, yeah. There's the doctor is pregnant with her clone.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought you were going from like
What we're saying is
the last man standing.
this is a universal theme.
Oh, is
Yeah,
it?
people are afraid of there not being kids around, which is
Which makes
I
sense.
don't
To
know.
be fair,
Maybe
Japan is having trouble.
yeah, Japan, Korea, I've heard, but like I
Because
don't know,
Almost.
If you-
hasn't crossed the ocean yet. I guess we have not had that problem yet.
I mean, people do talk
Something
about
about
it.
that work culture, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Something about it.
Yeah. And I think the
We're not going
United
to get into it with Santa Claus, though.
Yeah.
Santa Claus is not going to abolish.
I just don't think that's the answer.
Not in this world.
Guys,
The children
I-
are just devoid of hope.
we're overthinking it. That's just the backdrop. This has nothing to do with declining birth rates at all.
Yeah, it's just in there for no reason.
No reason at all.
Yeah. But
Oh, what if the curse that caused Santa not to appear is the same curse that caused children not to be born?
I think it's people's choices. Well, actually, I don't know. With the way that society is, though, does it seem like people can't have children now or something? I mean, they don't say that explicitly, but it is weird that they're like, yes, we really, really like children. And then they're still like, to still have people be like, but we're not going to have them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess that does indicate some sort of either medical or magical
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that could be.
Oh, and also, this is still going on as far as, right? It's like only been 2 years.
Oh yeah. This comic started in 2021, so it's
Mhm.
been 2 years.
Yeah. So it's not even finished yet.
Huh?
It's like 7 volumes or something, I think.
Yes, I believe that is correct. 5 volumes, actually. 5. Yeah.
Do you know if it comes out? This might be an odd question. Does it come out weekly or monthly?
Weekly.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. It prints first in Weekly Shonen Champion.
Huh.
Because the chapters we read seemed long for a weekly release. That's why I kind of thought it was going to be monthly.
Yeah.
Unless they got rid of like some of the separation.
Yeah.
Well, the first 2 are longer.
Is it the first 2? I knew that
Yeah.
the first one was long, but then the rest of them are just 20 pages.
Mm-hmm.
Just 20 pages.
Yeah.
Cranked out in a week. Like that's crazy.
That is crazy. that is a monthly comic book.
Yeah.
Um,
But
page rate.
do you think it takes less time because they're not coloring?
Yes. Yeah, it does take less time, and also they're just have worse working conditions.
Oh.
And they have assistants, and
Oh, okay.
So there's balance on both sides, but they also are a bit overworked.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
A bit. That's probably generous.
That
But
is
whatever.
probably generous. Yeah. I don't know Paru Itagaki's, specific circumstances. But so there's a lot of reasons why though it could come out weekly.
Yeah.
But
I will say I enjoy the premise, especially after understanding more of the premise.
yeah.
And I enjoy the it's like the curse, like no more Santa, no
Mhm.
more Christmas, like all
Yeah.
that. And then having Santa be like, and I love kids, I want to protect them, like,
Mhm.
and then I'm gonna be a superhero to protect the kids. I was like, I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Mhm.
I felt like, so this kind of goes back to the skis thing, but it's like, I do feel like a lot of the powers are kind of like work backwards almost, like it's like,
This is
okay.
what we need.
Yeah, this is what we need for the scene. How do we make
okay.
it happen? But also, I don't know, it didn't bother me is the thing. It's just
That's fair.
like I had fun with it.
It was funny in the moment,
Mhm.
and I can see how it being useful later on. I do think the problem with like stuff like this, like web comics, typically that like just constantly build and build, where they're like new thing, is it gets kind of convoluted eventually.
Mm.
So I don't know if they can keep adding new things. I don't know if they're going to keep adding new things.
Yeah.
That's the kind of vote of less confidence for future stuff, but I
Mhm.
liked what we read.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd agree. So I feel like, they can't add too many more powers, right? Like, he probably has to have some sort of relationship with, like, animals, particularly, like, reindeer, but also maybe other things.
Yeah.
And then probably, like, resistance to cold just as much as fire.
So you get Captain Cold, freeze rates.
I don't know. He's just can withstand the elements.
Mhm.
And then
I guess it'd probably be more like they're walking in the street and it's starting to snow and they're like, "Why aren't you cold?" And he's like, "I don't know."
yeah, well, I mean, only when he's wearing red though, because he
Yeah.
does get cold.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then maybe some ability to endow things with flight. He cannot fly himself.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then elves. We gotta have elves somewhere.
I honestly, that's the most exciting thing. I feel like the elves showing up.
Yeah. Oh, and toys. Obviously, toys.
Does he make toys?
I guess he has to be able to make toys.
Okay.
Something with toys. I don't know.
No, or I fulfill children's dreams.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know.
I still think he has to have some power to do with toys.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it has to be very simple toys, though. Like, that's the thing. Toys that he can build.
Choo-choo train.
Yeah. Like, little toy cars, books.
Yeah. Books. Just like,
Yeah.
go to your library. You don't need me for that.
Self-insert character just able to like fill in a page of manga without trying.
That all makes sense.
Yeah. So that's my guess for powers, but also I think that they can't just only do power showcases. There has to be, some sort of progress on finding Ono. I could even imagine like after a few volumes them finding Ono, but kind of like Dungeon Meshi, they find the sister, but it kind of unlocks more adventure. Yeah.
Could be.
You get what you want. It's not quite right though.
Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking about reading more of this. I kind of almost, that's one, I guess, criticism that you could have, but also I feel like this would be more so if it was an American comic than a weekly comic for manga. But after the end of a volume, I kind of am like, okay, yeah, you did set up like the most important things, but also I feel like I didn't get anywhere with the goal. I don't feel like you've made that much progress in the story.
Yeah,
it's a lot of exposition essentially.
Gotcha.
A lot of setup that I'm not sure they're gonna pay off because, like I said, I get the feeling that they're just gonna keep adding things.
Yeah.
I don't know. As long as it remains cool, then I'll be okay with it.
Yeah.
So
If they add anything lame, over.
Moment. What's lame?
Being able to breathe
I
underwater.
don't know until I see it.
Yeah.
Just don't get lame, Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't be lame.
That's how you fix it.
Yeah. Just has to be cool.
I want him to start growing a beard. Thick. His beard
long beard.
Yes. He does have a beard, but it's very short.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that in that panel with Officer Fuyumura, there is a picture of Santa Claus with full beard and everything. So it's like, well, that's what they know he looked like that at one point. We need to get back to that.
Yeah. Also, what happened? This is like the Shazam question. What happens when he does get older, like naturally?
Oh. Well, see, that's the thing. He doesn't.
He just has a super form.
Say that again, Jake. I'm sorry.
I think he just has like a super form he can go into.
I feel like it should be he gets to being that old, and then he's just that Santa forever.
Yeah, he can't eat jelly beans and go back to being a kid.
Yep. Ooh, they could set it up to where he's like, I have to eat more and more jelly beans in order to like transform back into the kid. And then he's like, I don't exercise a lot, so I get a little bit bigger. He turns a Jolly Saint Nick. Oh, that's it. We got it.
Oh, so he has like muscle Santa and
big Santa.
It's just always in like short shorts and a jersey. They need to make a super outfit for him.
Yeah, they do.
No, just no spandex. I feel like.
Yeah.
Honey, where is my super suit?
Yeah, I liked this though. I think that
Didn't expect to like it. I liked it.
yeah, I didn't know what to think of it either. And yeah, I just like playing around with like kind of the modern mythology, and stuff like that. Yeah. I think that this is also I won't give anything away about that story, but I think that this will be fun to compare and contrast to the pick that is coming next, Claws.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know if I have much more to really say about it. The powers are fun. The story is, intriguing enough. The characters are fun to read. I think that particularly, Sanda and Fuyumura. Fuyumura. I keep adding a K in there for some reason. I do think that it's partially because of the lettering. Which isn't that unique, but it's also like my brain just says like Y's look like K's when it's all squished like that.
Oh, fair.
Anyway, but so I like reading both of those characters though. Amaya will have to grow on me. He's fine.
Yeah.
I love that little guy.
Yeah.
He was just evil for no reason.
Yeah.
And then it came out, he was like, actually, I do have a reason.
Yeah.
Don't beat me up, please. But he doesn't have too much of a personality, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I kind of hope they develop that more.
Yeah, I hope so too. 'Cause he's just kind of evil, but not evil.
He's curious. That's it.
Yeah, curious and tasing his classmates. and
What would it look like to see a tased Sanda?
Like why? Where'd you get that from?
I mean, Fuyumura makes bombs.
Yeah, that's true.
So what this means is that
who are your weapons dealers?
Yeah, right.
Children are violent.
Yeah.
That his father was the baker and then got fired because there was no more Santa, and so he decided, well, I'm gonna hunt Santa now, and he became one of the red coats.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. He's the baker, and then she's the candlestick maker. Because the bomb.
To be fair, I don't know what anyone was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, also, I don't know. I will probably read a little bit more of this, though. So, yeah. I don't know. It does, I am slightly interested, too, to at least read more about what Beastars is. I think I checked out the first episode of the anime on Netflix, and I was like, I'm not interested in this. But I don't know, maybe it was just like the headspace I was in, because honestly I don't really remember what happens. I'm just kind of like, I remember it's kind of stuff like similar themes to Zootopia, right? A little bit like there's prey and predator people, I think. Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Beastars is Zootopia.
It is Zootopia.
Mhm.
Yeah. They're just
Based on what I've
stole
heard.
From Beastars.
huh? Yeah. Beastars was first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Disney always steals everything.
Yeah, they totally wanted to. They were like, we need to make that.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I think that's kind of all I've got. Is there any kind of last opinions about the book?
No.
No? Yeah. It was
I'm reading more as we speak.
You're reading
Okay.
more? How is it so far? What chapter are you in?
20.
20. Okay, that's a lot. That's much more. You're
No, man. Just take the plunge. Try it out.
Yeah. Well, no, give a non-spoiler review. How does it continue? Like
He got a super suit.
Hey,
Okay.
let's go.
It's good. Okay. But yeah, I'm excited to read more. I'm excited to do more holiday themed picks
Indeed.
for this month. Yeah. All right. I think that just wraps up what we have for the show. So thank you for listening. I'm Cody,
I'm Taylon.
I'm Jacob.
And I'm Shawenta.
and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening. If you like this episode, be sure to subscribe to this channel as it helps us out on the YouTube algorithms and getting us seen by more and more people. You can also reach out to us with any thoughts you have on the things we talked about on Twitter at TheComicPanel1 and on Instagram and Facebook at TheComicPanel. Also, if you want to leave a comment, please do. Let us continue the conversation.